Hey guys, what's up? I am Rosie, and since it is almost the wonderful month of Halloween, aka October, I just thought that I would knock out this quick video of my favorite vampires based on movies that I've seen. And I ain't seen many. There are only like maybe 5 vampire movies that I've seen, believe it or not. And I'm kind of ashamed of that, but yeah, there we go. So anyways, that being said, yeah, vampires to me are the perfect combination of calm, cool, sexy, sensual, gothic allure, and serial killer manipulation. So there we go with that. That's why I love vampires, but maybe not the whole entire reason. So I'm not going to drag this out anymore. Here are my 8, and yes, there are only 8 favorite vampires based on movies that I have seen. And the first one, my number 8, is Count Dracula, Bela Lugosi in 1931's Dracula. The first time I saw this movie was probably 2013. My oldest kid was turning 15 that year, and it was on a Saturday night. We were going to have their party, and nobody showed up. Only one person showed up, and that was my great uncle, and everybody else just flaked out on us. They showed up at every other party but that one, but it was cool. Everything that we bought that we were going to treat them with was ours. We didn't have to worry about cleaning up after them. We didn't have to worry about anybody taking too much food or anything like that. So we basically just chilled out, came to my room, and we were flipping through channels. And I think it was MeTV was playing 1931's Dracula. So we just decided to watch it. I was like, well, hey, why not? And we loved it. It was a really cool film, especially for that time. Bela Lugosi did an awesome job with his accent being his own, of course. And it was just, I couldn't really take any points off because 1931 was a different time. There were no special effects and stuff like that. They had to work with what they had. And I think they did a really cool job, and I loved it. And if I get a chance, I want to buy it. So, yeah, number 8, Count Dracula, Bela Lugosi. My number 7 is Dwayne, Billy Wirth, in 1987's The Lost Boys. Excuse me for that clearing of the throat. I have loved Billy Wirth for years. He is sexy. He is gorgeous beyond belief, and his look as Dwayne, he was the perfect rock star vampire. I mean, he looked like a rock star, but he also looked like that perfect bad boy that was calm and quiet as long as you left him alone. But if you crossed him or someone that he loved the wrong way, he would tear you apart. So yeah, that's part of why I love him so much. And I mean, he and Marko, they have inspired me to actually write 2 fan fictions of the Lost Boys, and I'm trying to work on a 3rd, but I just can't get my thoughts together on that one. So hopefully something will come into fruition the next time I watch Lost Boys. But my number 7 is Dwayne, Billy Wirth. Number 6, Akasha, and that's Aaliyah in 2002's Queen of the Damned. I love this movie. I am obsessed with it. And this is just a recent thing. Initially, I had no plans to ever watch the movie. It just wasn't really how I wanted to see Aaliyah. But I have to give her props. She did a wonderful job as Akasha. She played the part perfectly, Sorry if there was a cut there, but I keep forgetting that I have to touch my mouse in order for there not to be a cut. So, yeah, that's what that was. But anyway, she played the part perfectly. I wouldn't take away from anything that she did. And she was beautiful in the movie. She was so sexy and so smooth. I just love what she did with the character. And the soundtrack for the movie, of course the soundtrack isn't a vampire, but the soundtrack was perfect for the movie. So much so that I actually bought it, and I'm not really a soundtrack person. The only other soundtrack I have is Purple Rain. So, there you go. But yeah, Queen Akasha is my number 6. Jerry Dandrige, number 5. Chris Sarandon, he was so awesome in Fright Night, 1985's Fright Night. I remember going with my mom and her former fiance to see the movie in theaters when I was 9 years old. And this was back in 1985, so you do the math on how old I am. And on one part of the film, I remember I screamed. It might have been the part where he was like full vampire monster face. I don't know, but I just know that I screamed. And that stuck with me for years. And throughout the years, I wouldn't scream anymore, but I did get the creeps. And in recent years, I finally bought the movie a few years back. And I love it even more now that I'm able to watch it as a grown-up and not get scared. So, Chris Sarandon, and if you don't know who Chris Sarandon is, he was also the cop in Child's Play that killed Charles C. Ray. So, yeah. Chris Sarandon was wonderful. Colin Farrell did a pretty good job in 2011's reboot. But the movie itself wasn't really that good. The fact that it took place in Vegas won me over. Colin Farrell was a sexy as hell vampire, oh my gosh. But he wasn't as sexy as Chris Sarandon. Chris Sarandon had more sex appeal and more allure. And Colin Farrell was more vicious and more set on the kills. He wasn't as oh gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? He just wasn't as tempting or charismatic as the original Jerry Dandrige. Jerry Dandrige, the original, was charming, and he was manipulative, and he knew how to get his way with Charlie the mom. The second Jerry Dandrige, I guess he was sexy in that he was just good looking, and basically that was kind of all he had going for him, was that he was good looking. And the whole movie, the whole reboot, it was just weird. Evil Ed, the Evil Ed in the reboot was not likable at all, and I couldn't stand him. I might have felt sorry for him in one or two parts, but for the most part, I couldn't stand him. Whereas the original Evil Ed, I really kind of felt sorry for him, and I liked him. He was goofy and he was silly. He's kind of an asshole, but he was goofy and he was silly. And when Jerry caught up with him, I felt sorry for him. I mean, when he got killed as a werewolf, I felt sorry for him when he was changing back as he was dying. So there's that. My number 4 was Blade. I love Wesley Snipes' Blade. I cannot get enough. If they do a reboot ever, they better get Wesley Snipes to play a part. I don't care how old he is. He'll just have to get in shape and play Blade. I don't think anybody can do it like him. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody thinks. That Michael Jordan guy, maybe he would do a good job, but I don't think anybody could do as great a job as Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes is Blade. And that movie was in 1998, which was the year I had my first kid. And I just love that movie. I have the trilogy, and for some reason I refused to watch 2 and 3. I tried to watch 2 once and I got bored, and I never attempted to watch number 3 because I heard it was so bad. But the first Blade was just extraordinary. I just love it so much. And so Blade is my number 4. My number 3 is Marko. Alex Winter in 1987's The Lost Boys. So if you can't tell, The Lost Boys is one of my most favorite movies of all time. And I love Marko because he was just really quiet and he looked sweet, which was deceptive. And I think that's what I like about it, was he was deceptive. He just looked really innocent, like the cute little brother of the vampire gang. So much so that when he was the first one that got killed, all of them got pissed off and made it a point after their naps that they were going to go and kill them for killing Marko. And so they really looked after their own, and he just looked deceptively sweet. Like, he could look you in your eyes and make you trust him and go from there. So that's why I love Marko. And him just being attractive didn't hurt anything. So yeah, there's that. And if you don't know who Alex Winter is, think Bill and Ted. Yeah. David Kiefer Sutherland, also in 1987's The Lost Boys. David he had the charisma, and he was sexy without being sexualized. He didn't, show off like his body. He didn't go after girls. The only one he was really interested in was Star. And even that didn't seem like in a sexual way, which is weird. But I guess it doesn't hurt that I also have always had a crush on Kiefer Sutherland. To this day, I have a crush on Kiefer Sutherland. I think it's really weird, but yeah, Kiefer has been my man for years and he don't even know it. So yeah, David is the perfect, and he's my number 2. He would have been my number 1 if it had not been for Lestat. Yes, number 1 is Lestat de Lioncourt from Queen of the Damned. Because there are 2, remember there are 2. There's also one in Interview with the Vampire. And that was played by Tom Cruise in 1994. But I prefer 2002's Queen of the Damned because I am more of a rock chick. And so Stuart Townsend's version appealed to me more, not to mention that I am more attracted to him than I am by Tom Cruise. Don't get me wrong, Tom Cruise is very attractive and has been for decades, but I just prefer Stuart Townsend. Like I said, I'm just more attracted to him. He was a rock star in that one, and that appeals to my rock girl self. So that's why I preferred Queen of the Damned and Stuart Townsend. But Tom Cruise did an awesome job in Interview with the Vampire. He was remarkably charming to a degree. He was deceptive. He was mean. He was just evil. And I guess he was supposed to be. Whereas Stuart Townsend's Lestat was... He was wonderfully manipulative. He was wonderfully mean to a degree also, but not as mean as Tom Cruise's. But he still had that evil in him. And he was, oh gosh, he was so sexy. and he knew it, and he was rebellious. He was very rebellious and angsty, and I love that about him. And so, yeah, that's why he is my number one. So I guess you can tell I have a crush on him. But anyways, I thought this would be a quick video, but I guess not. It was longer than I intended, but that's okay. And so for the wonderful month coming up, this is my list of my favorite vampires, my 8 favorite vampires based on the movies that I've seen throughout my life. I hope you like this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you subscribe. And with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you very, very much, and I hope to see you on the next upload. Bye for now.